Mark Augustin. And now, please give a warm welcome to my parents and the hosts of the Jim Bakker Show, Jim and Lori Bakker.
Thank you, Tammy Sue Bakker.
Yes.
Great to have you all here today.
Yeah.
The Bible says, and I don't have my concordance, so I couldn't accurately look it up, but it says something about enter his gates with thanksgiving and enter his courts with praise. Well, I look at the thanksgiving as prayer and praise as worship.
Yeah.
And when we enter God's presence through prayer and worship, we are literally entering into the presence of God. And it's when we're in that presence of God, it's saying that we can have boldness to ask, because when we're in his presence, he hears us.
Yes.
You know, so it's almost like sometimes we are just not serious enough about our prayer to really understand that we need to enter into the presence of God, because it says, oh, and it also says that if we ask God for anything that agrees with what he wants, God wants us to be healthy. How many of you believe that?
Yes.
I do.
Amen.
Well, look, down here I wrote down part of the Lord's Prayer. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yes.
Nobody is sick in heaven.
No, they're
That's
not.
right.
And if
That's for sure.
And if it's God's will that everybody on earth is just the same as heaven, then we're not supposed to be sick down here.
Okay, we talked about, John, the California, and we promised we were going to run this, but we got off onto these pancakes.
Yes.
And they're
Well,
so great.
Put them in front of us.
And the Tucker Carlson show,
oh, boy.
and they interviewed a man who is one of the leaders, I guess, of
I don't even think
California, wanting to
is he a leader?
secede from the United States of America. So could we roll that? 2126.
The United States may be losing a star from its flag for the first time ever. That's what activists in the state of California want. Ever since the election of President Trump, the campaign for Cal-Exit, the secession of California to become an independent country, has been gaining steam while the rest of us have been talking about Russia. Well, now supporters for that plan believe they are close to breaking away. They're pushing for a 2018 ballot referendum that would declare California no longer an inseparable part of the United States, and would order the governor to negotiate for greater autonomy up to and including national independence as a country. If California becomes its own country, do you plan to give citizenship to the illegals within your borders? And do you intend to have a border policy as a country?
Yeah, certainly we're going to have a border policy. If you're a nation, you need your borders. Citizenship to illegals, definitely a pathway to citizenship that's much quicker than what the United States has right now. Definitely, you know, we want them, they're already working, we want them working without that stress. They're a key and integral part to California. We really need them to, they're the backbone of our economy, or the fifth largest economy, and they are really a big part of it. And so we want them to, you know, be comfortable here and have a good path to citizenship.
Can you believe millions of people believe that California should leave the United States of America?
You know,
Mondo, you're a citizen of,
yeah.
California.
I spend a lot
Your
of my
mama
time
lives
there.
there.
Yeah, a lot of my friends, people live there, and I can believe it because later on we want to show you another video, because what splits California from the rest of the United States, it's their core values. It's what they believe, and what they believe is not the same thing as the rest of the United States believes in.
Yeah, this man says this.
Absolutely. He was very blunt, to the point. And even Tucker Carlson said, I can't believe this, that you're admitting this on national television. It's shocking.
I keep asking, what are we going to do, or what will California do if somebody attacks them and they're a country? They want to become a country of California.
Yeah.
You know, Jim,
If you don't think we're living in the last days, people, you don't know anything at all about the Bible, because we are in the final times.
when I lived in Alaska, there was a movement back, 20, 30 years ago that Alaska wanted to secede from the nation because we had all our own resources. And what Alaska was told is that the secession issue was settled in the Civil War. What makes you think America is going to let a state move out any more than the South was allowed to move out in the Civil War.
Okay, so what if Russia then attacks Alaska if they've seceded? I'm just using them now since you brought that up.
Yep.
Where are they going to get a war, an army with the ammunition and all the stuff enough? Where's California going to get the warfare to defend itself when they said, we don't want anything to do with the United States of America?
They're still going to have to depend on the United States of America. Basically, they'll still have to depend on us, but they won't.
As they are now.
Just like they are now, but they won't have to abide by our federal
But California's going bankrupt. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
They're going broke. And they want to give away. The problem is, I'm not against immigration. I love Mexican people. I love everybody. I think we ought to have legal immigration that's done so people come in with their heads held high.
Yes.
And have green card or whatever it is, whatever we can work out, and we got enough intelligent people to work it all out. But to bring the people in, that we need them. And so what's going on is something so crazy. Now, let's roll about a minute of Tucker asking about what about the government bases that are already in California? What will happen with them? Let's look at this.
What about all the federal land in California, the military bases in California? Those don't belong to the state. Do you pay market value for those?
So, yeah, the military bases we'd lease out just like Germany does and South Korea does. Just, pay a yearly fee to California.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're going to charge us then?
That's it. They're
they're going to take the land from our bases?
Exactly. So he's saying that in order for California to function, that they will lease their land to the federal government in order for them to function in there.
And we'll pay them a yearly fee.
That's it. It's insane.
Where did our thinking go this crazy, people? Is anybody old enough to remember when America was a neat place to live and people loved each other? Yeah. Wow.
You know, Jim, what I see would happen, they would have to create their own currency, and they would have a currency collapse like Venezuela, and then end up as a third world nation, and they'd have famine. It would be an absolute disaster.
And probably, maybe Mexico would attack them and just take it over, because they say, we're just going to take back what you guys got from us.
Honestly, probably wouldn't be much of a fight.
No, I think they'd give in.
The federal government would move out, and then everybody could just move up from the south.
They're saying that the middle class is already leaving California, and we've seen it. I mean, you know where they're moving big? Lori's hometown, Phoenix, and all of Arizona. And they're moving down to that area. And there's been more prophecies about judgment coming to California. I saw in a vision as I was driving. In fact, I was being driven. I was going to the Larry King show, and I was in the back seat of a limousine, and all of a sudden, I had a vision. And I looked over, and I looked into the earth, and I saw the earth shaking. And then I looked in, and I saw the earth coming together and bowing up, going like that. And God said there's going to be an earthquake, and the buildings I was looking at, he said, not one of them will be left standing. So I wrote it in a book that I was writing. I was writing a book at the time. And in about, another few months or so,
about
wasn't it?
6 months or so.
6 months. The headline of the L.A. Times or the L.A. paper, it said, slip fault discovered under L.A. And it said, when it hits, they said, we'd never seen under there before. But I had, for some reason, God opened it up and let me see it. And I had written in a book, so it was in print for, before this, because they were doing seismic this research underneath L.A. and they took all the like X-rays that they have,
kind of mapping the faults
from the gas companies.
Yes.
From all, they put it together for the first time, and it said for the first time they've seen underneath, and they drew the pictures of it and the drawings of it, and there it was, bam, and they called it a slip fault or something like that. That was going to go up like this, and they said it was equal to multiple atomic bombs would go off underneath there.
Yeah, because the scary part is, if you guys know, earthquakes move this way.
Yeah.
That's why it was shocking for them to see that this one was going up, bursting up. Where they're preparing.
And they said it'd be like an atomic bomb.
Exactly.
I think I heard the word thrusting. It'd be thrusting upward.
Yeah, it would be. Well, let's roll that piece, okay? This next piece from Tucker.
My final question is, you've so mismanaged your little country or state or whatever we're calling it now, economically. There's been a massive exodus of middle-class Californians to neighboring states. Well, I mean, the numbers are there. I mean, you've lost hundreds of thousands of people making between $100,000 and $200,000 over the past 10 years, and they've enriched Idaho and Montana and even Wyoming and Washington State. Like, if it's such a well-run place, why is the middle class leaving?
So, Tucker, you have to look at the bigger picture here. So, fifth largest economy in the world. Now, if you have to repeat that, say it again. We are the fifth largest economy in the world.
Yeah,
you want to call that mismanaged, fine.
No, but I mean, it's basically the economy of Mexico. You've got a small number of rich people, the tech people, and you've got a ton of poor people, and the middle class is leaving. Like, that's a recipe for instability. You're aware of that, right?
In regards to middle class leaving, that's actually a good thing. We need these spots opened up for the new wave of immigrants to come up. It's what we do. We're exporting our middle class to the United States. You guys should be thanking us for that. Not only that, you know, when our middle class does move out to Texas and to Colorado, they're taking our values out to the United States and to Texas. So if you look at Texas, in fact, all the major cities that Californians are going to, they are turning blue. And soon enough, Texas will be a blue state.
Bottom line, are you being serious?
Well, I'm only admitting the truth. There's a middle class of people that are leaving California, and they're going to Oregon and Colorado and Texas. Yes, there is.
And you're happy about that?
I don't know how. Well, I mean, if they want to move, there's nothing for me to stop them. I mean, I'm sure they'll find out how boring it is, and they'll come back.
He said when they leave, when the middle class leaves, they're going to go and they'll find out how boring it is in the rest of the United States, and they'll want to move back.
I mean, the pride on this man's statement is shocking, because at one point he said they're doing us a favor.
This isn't just one guy. This is they plan to get enough
Votes.
signatures on a ballot to be able to have this go to the poll. They think they're going to have the land of milk and honey, and that's just going to keep going on. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you, when I lost PTL, one group after another took a hold of it. But they thought they were going to somehow, if they got the property, they would have the magic. They thought it was magic. And no one was able to operate it. No one was able to do it because they weren't called. They weren't ordained. They weren't destined. They weren't God's choice. And I'll tell you what, America is God's anointed nation. Just as Israel is God's land. When Israel was being rebuilt by God's hand, the people were still being thrown out. The Jewish peoples are being thrown out from all over the world. And where did they go to? At least half of them and more came to the United States of America. And others went home to Israel, and they're still going home to Israel. But people didn't realize that when we sing, God bless America, God blessed America. And it's those who have the anointing and the blessing, even God's chosen people, God has judged them over and over again when they turn their backs on God. America is in deep trouble. It's in deep trouble, people. I was in the White House a few hours ago. And one of the things I thanked the president for, and the staff of the White House, and the president for what he did. And I told him, I said, you know, lately, almost every day I've been running on the show, the president statement. Let me run it for you. Please run that right now.
And above all else, we know this. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
And that's what's going to save America. We need a Supreme Court that will honor God. We need courts that will say, we will not murder our babies. We've murdered 50 million babies, and we're proud of it. And there's warfare. We have millions of women literally marching in the streets so they can murder their unborn babies. There's something wrong, people. And the church has to wake up, because we're in a serious time.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this special message.
Mom, Dad, we got the president of Augustin Farms here with us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Mondo.
Please explain to us, what do we have here?
What we have here is what we started out with, a normal, everyday pancake mix, and we've been creative as can be with this. We've developed over 54 recipes that we can take pancake mix and do great stuff like baked chicken. We can do chicken pot pie. We can do churros. We're doing a fruit streusel, cinnamon rolls. I'm talking muffins. I'm talking apple pie, corn dogs. We're having pizza crust, chocolate pancakes, as well as hush puppies, chocolate chip cookies, drop biscuits, cheese crackers, rolled biscuits. I even have a loaf of bread here made from pancake mix, amazing stuff. Funnel cakes, which we all love, as well as crackers.
So, Mark, I want to make sure we understand. One bucket can make all this.
Absolutely. One bucket can make that plus more.
And when they order this offer, they're going to receive a recipe book that you have put together, over 50 different recipes. And I'm sure we can come up with some different other recipes as well. But just to explain to the people, what are they going to be expecting when they open this up?
Look, they're going to open this thing up and they're going to say, I can't believe pancake can do this much stuff. They're going to see breakfast items, they're going to see lunch items, dinner items, desserts, and snacks. So this is the first of many to come on the recipes from Augustin Farms that support products so we can be comfortable, have a sense of ease and comfort in our home as we sit down with our families and have a nice conversation.
There you go.
As well as a great meal to eat.
Now, Jerry, you and Mark have put together an offer that is unbelievable today. Explain to us, what can they receive when they order this?
Well, Mondo, when they get just one bucket, they start with 253 servings in this bucket. And we got one of them available for just $70. And that has made everything you see in front of our table here.
And that's over 400 pancakes.
That's over 400 pancakes that came right out of that
waffles.
bucket.
The waffles are included, the pancakes, and even in the front, Mondo, there's chocolate flavored and chocolate pancakes in front. So, you know, we wanted to show various things you can do with this batter just to get started in the morning. We put together a 3-bucket offer just in case people won, and 1 to 5 was too many. So 1 is $70. 3 is $195. So that breaks it down to just $65 each. And then we have a bundle. The year for you is 5 buckets, and that is for $300. Okay, Now, the better of all of the above, the best of the best, is the year for two. That's 2 years worth of pancakes. And that's pancakes that you can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 servings a day. And that's just $550, which then 10 buckets for $550 makes it just $55 a bucket. So you'll have a lot of pancakes.
Mark, I believe people are going to be calling in, ordering from the website. Never before you guys have put a deal like this before. So why did you guys do this?
Because of the amazing partners of the Morningside Church and the sustainability of what this food's going to do for them. It's going to put smiles on your faces on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and it can save your life. That's the beauty of what we're doing here. I'm telling you, this is the way to go. Start here. We've made it simple. We've made it easy. You're just adding water, and you're adding the rest of it. Just fun, recipes and ideas and creations. Make your own. Make your own recipe. Send us one back. Let us know what we should add to this maybe next time.
Absolutely. So go to the phones right now, 1-888-988-1588, or write us today at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615, or go to jimbakkershow.com and order your products today.
Call now, 1-888-988-1588. And you can write Pastor Jim at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri 65615.
We're kind of doing these news bits today. We've neglected the news for the last few days. But can I roll this one more with Sarah Huckabee?
Was he aware at the time that Don Jr. had a meeting that was based on the pretext that he would be promised information that was negative about Hillary Clinton when he suggested that the statement only say that the meeting was primarily about Russian adoption policy?
Like I said, the statement that was issued was true and there were no inaccuracies in the statement. I think what the bigger question is, everybody wants to try to make this some story about misleading. The only thing I see misleading is a year's worth of stories that have been fueling a false narrative about this Russia collusion and based on a phony scandal based on anonymous sources. And I think that is, if we're going to talk about misleading, that's the only thing misleading I see in this entire process. You guys are focused on a meeting that Don Jr. had no consequence when the Democrats actually colluded with a foreign government like Ukraine. The Democrat-linked firm Fusion GPS actually took money from the Russian government while it created the phony dossier that's been the basis for all of the Russia scandal fake news. And if you want to talk further about a relationship with Russia, look no further than the Clintons. As we've said time and time again, Bill Clinton was paid $500,000 to give a speech to a Russian bank and was personally thanked by Putin for it. Hillary Clinton allowed 1/5 of America's uranium to reserve to be sold to a Russian firm whose investors were Clinton Foundation donors, and the Clinton campaign chairman's brother lobbied against sanctions on Russia's largest bank and failed to report it. If you guys want to talk about having relations, which you seem obsessed with doing, look no further than there. If you want to talk about somebody who's actually been tough on Russia, look at President Trump. He wants more fracking, more coal, more energy, a stronger military, a stronger defense. Those things aren't good for Russia. I think the distinctions are very clear, and you guys want to create a narrative that just doesn't exist.
There's Sarah.
I love that woman.
But
and you know what her
we
dad
just love
said?
her.
Let me tell you what her dad said. You're going to love this. You know what Mike Huckabee said, the governor? He said, you know, my daughter can do this job. She has 3 toddlers at home that ask her all kinds of stupid questions. And I thought, that's brilliant.
Oh, isn't that funny?
Yes, yes.
But the one thing we wanted to just mention is America's got to get off this Russia kick.
Oh, it's so
Ever
ridiculous.
since I was born, I've heard Russia, Russia. I crawled under desks when I was a little boy because we were afraid the Russians were coming.
That's right.
And we all blamed everything on the Russians.
It's true.
And now
Remember?
we can't fix America. We can't get on a focus about health care and everything else because it's about collusion. Is that the word?
Who you need to be talking to is your Congress people. You go and you talk to your Congress people. You want your voice to be heard, you get a hold of them and say, you know what, we don't want to talk about Russia anymore. We're done with Russia. You go to your senators.
Yeah.
We're done with Russia. You've got to go to the people that you can get to and get to their offices, get right to them, go to them immediately.
They stripped the power from the presidency.
That's absolutely right.
We elect a president to lead.
Yes.
And they've stripped his power
Well, this
from
is
him.
what they told us to do.
You know what Mike Huckabee said a few days ago? He says, the lack of leadership in the Republican Party is what's bringing this country down. And until the Republican Party begins to act like leaders, this country will not be what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
That's a message for every senator, every congressman that is working for the people to understand that if they don't start acting like leaders, the president is in trouble.
It's time to get a hold of this thing.
Yes.
Because
you keep saying
they're the powers that are trying to hurt the presidency, they want him dead.
Well, yeah. Yes.
They want him destroyed.
Right.
This is evil what's going on. And to see sensible people allowing this to continue on in our country, we're going to have a serious, serious problem.
Yes, we
and,
are.
You know, John Kennedy was assassinated.
Yes.
And he was a really quite loved president.
Very much so.
And both sides loved John Kennedy.
Yes.
And yet, he was assassinated.
Right.
I never heard hardly anybody call for an assassination of John Kennedy. I didn't hear it. Thousands are calling for the assassination
of our president.
Our president. And a lot of them are in Hollywood.
Yes.
North Korea has said they are going to do their best to send an EMP bomb over the United States of America. John, we've talked about this before. In your studies, if an EMP bomb is exploded over our nation, doesn't even have to come to Earth, just up in the air, what will be the results, do you think, from what you study?
Well, in a nutshell, life as we know it in America is going to be over. I mean, the studies that the government has done saying that if an EMP blanketed America and took our grid down, and in fact, they even say that the rolling effect of taking part of the grid down could literally wipe out the whole grid. You know what I mean? They wouldn't literally have to hit all of America with an EMP, that it would literally roll across the country because we're all intertied together.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't think they understand that.
Yeah.
It's like a domino effect.
And this government study said that without having the benefit of electricity, gas pumps wouldn't work. A lot of water is pumped. I mean, your cash registers, your banks, your EMTs. I mean, everything is run with electricity. And if you're in a northern climate, your furnace is not going to work. Your pipes are going to freeze. They said that in 1 year, as many as 90% of all Americans could be dead. And if an EMP hits next month, next year's too soon for me. How many people can get prepared, in just a few months? But I just keep going back to what Mark
Governor
told me.
Huckabee said that very thing. Would you champion the Fix This Grid?
It has to be a priority for America for this reason. It would literally shut down not just our comfort of life, but life itself. You couldn't make transactions. Think about all the people in a hospital. If you truly lose power, and I'm not talking about losing it for a day or two, but lose the transmission system, which if there were an electromagnetic pulse, which is a blast that could be well over the atmosphere, so it's not like a nuclear device hitting the Earth, it just happens above the power grid. It fries everything electronically. But the truth is, it would be that almost 95% of the country would likely die. And again, what you said is true. This is not some, cuckoo saying it. It's leading sociologists saying that it would likely be that 95% of the world could die within 6 months. It's that serious a situation.
And the 4-star generals, and we have several of them coming in the next few weeks, they have warned us. What are we going to be doing, if an EMP hits? Trucks won't move. The airplanes come down out of the sky. And it's over as far as movement goes. And the grid, when that grid goes, it's that domino effect you're talking about. It burns out the whole system then. And then the parts, this major system takes huge parts.
Well,
and
you know,
we have to go to California.
I have a brother-in-law that works for GE, and he's in the division where they make power plants all over the world. And he actually gives bids for people to go, like changing a coal-fired plant into a gas-fired plant. And he sets up all the part orders for the big transformers. He knows where the transformers are being made. He says, we're trying to get the customers to use Mexican and a few American-made transformers, but everybody wants to get them from China because China has the cheapest transformers. But you know what? If China wants to see us go down, do you think they're going to sell us transformers? And my brother-in-law told me, he says, these transformers are custom built for each substation. You can't just turn to a warehouse where there's 1,000 transformers and say, give me A, B, and C. They're not there.
That's right.
And it takes up to 2 years to build these big transformers. It would literally bring the grid down, never to be up again. And you know, that's why I'm encouraging people that you need to go and buy, you know, the canned vegetables and the canned berries and the canned apples, all of the offerings that we get through Mark that include vegetables, berries, and fruit from fruit trees, peaches and bananas.
We have a fruit bucket that this here comes free with it, the spiffy whip we call it.
Right.
The whipped cream.
Comes in a fruit variety pack.
But it comes in the bucket. It comes with, so when you order the fruit bucket of fruit, and I don't even know what the cost of that is, but you can go online and see all of it. I mean, you have everything from potatoes to soup and nuts. I mean, you have all of it.
Listen, we've covered it all, and that's what I love about John here. John knows the reason why we need fruits and vegetables, because if we can't buy them, we can't grow them.
Right.
The earth isn't sustainable for X amount of time.
Yes.
We've got to, like I say, food's non-negotiable.
Well, you know,
we need these things.
On our last two shows, we talked about pancakes. And people have been calling, and you may have gotten busy signals getting through because everybody is stocking up on pancakes.
Wanted
the
pancakes
There's a run on pancakes.
They did. The pancake, the amazing pancake mix.
Everybody in this ministry, everybody was saying, I need to order those right now. I'm telling everybody,
Augustin
order them.
Is the maker of the pancakes, and from the Augustin Farms. And I had a dream about pancakes a few days ago, a couple weeks ago probably, and I called you on the phone, and I said, Mark, we got to do something big with pancakes. So you've been putting it together, and in between that time, this is the recipe book that he's been putting together the last few days. There's 52 now, I think.
52, yeah, we're increasing
it. But what I learned the last few days from Mark, especially if you saw all that food that was displayed yesterday, this is not just a pancake mix.
No.
I think we should call it something different because it's not.
Yeah, I look at it as the miracle mix. And so really when we were doing the Staying Alive bucket,
yes,
we were looking at the products that are involved in there to see what we could do with them.
Better.
Yeah. The pancake was one of the best items in the offer.
It's
and we
amazing.
decided to look at how can we make this product.
Well, you've said before that the pancakes are staples at our home for breakfast every Saturday, or for our house almost every day. My wife cooks pancakes. But you're right. This mix here, this is a miracle mix because you saw, like my sisters like to say, a plethora of different dishes that you can make with this miracle mix.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely. So we take the mix and we look at it and we say, how can we evolve this? What can we concept out of what our offers are? The pancake mix has been absolutely amazing to us. What we came out with. Those are the churros. So those are made from pancake batter.
Mondo's favorite.
Yes.
Corn dog mix. So we can make corn dog mix out of the pancake mix.
Look at that.
Those are
they're like a hush puppy type
hush
thing.
puppies. There you go. There's so many of them. It's hard to keep track of them all.
Oh, I love them all. And there's
pizza crust. So we made pizza crust out of the pancake mix.
But you can make all kinds of. Oh, look at this.
There's the streusel.
But I want you to know something about this as you're putting this picture. The texture on this plate or on these dishes are perfectly made.
Yes.
And they taste so delicious. And The taste is, I can't believe how well the taste is on a lot of these dishes that you have. From cornbread to donuts. Oh, donuts, churros, that's miracle mix.
we talked about the funnel cakes as well, and so those are pretty much. So realistically, we talked about miracle mix, but what we call
Can you imagine you're going through storms? You're going through maybe the power gone for years even.
Yes.
And you're able to make these funnel cakes for your grandchildren and your children. That's John calls them comfort food.
That's right.
Yes. But all of these things, and when you order the bucket, you get this recipe book with pictures in it and exactly how to use that bucket as a basis. And so I want you to order now before we get to the end, because the phones get jammed and then you can't get through. Now you can go online and do this.
Yes.
Now you can get one bucket, which is a 6-gallon bucket.
That's correct.
And you can order that for about, isn't it $70?
$70, you're correct.
And then you can get a year of pancakes. I don't know.
That's right.
I've never heard of buying a year of pancakes.
You can get a year for $300.
So how many is that? 5 buckets.
Yes, 5 buckets of 6-gallon pancake bulk buckets, and you're getting a total servings of 1,265 for a year for you for a gift of $300.
This is very practical food. Mondo always uses the example, and I love this example of food pantries and places like that, even churches doing men's pancake breakfasts. To go out and buy a box of pancake mix is very expensive, and to have something like this is very practical for churches that do outreach work and even having pancake breakfasts.
Absolutely.
And Mark, you made what? How many were there, Ricky? 400 pancakes, I think, in yesterday.
About 400 8-inch pancakes out of one
that you made
6-gallon
out
bucket.
of the one bucket. So can you imagine you could have a pancake supper with and feed 400 people?
Oh, absolutely. Enough people to feed your neighborhood. For
and
sure.
those were not little.
No, they're
they
about
were
8
like
inches.
These were
8 inches.
They were
Good-sized
huge.
pancakes.
They're over there somewhere.
There they are.
I mean, they're just.
We griddled and we griddled and we griddled, and we ended up with about 400 of those.
But I loved all the other dishes you make. See, I love pancakes, but I don't have to have them. So I was so amazed at all the other dishes you made that just blew my mind.
And that's the funnest part. That's why we just come up with a name, right? Miracle Mix. But what we really like to look at it as the Swiss Army knife of food storage.
Oh, that's a good
or
word.
Of food
Nobody could
products.
get. What do you mean, Swiss Army knife?
Well, you know
The
how
Swiss
you have
Army knife. If you know what a Swiss
They're
Army
sharp.
knife is, it has a fork, it
multi-purpose.
has a spoon, it has a multi-tool.
Yeah.
So a Swiss Army knife's the old knife,
It's
the
a
red one that you used to get.
multi-purpose bucket.
So
You
Swiss
can do-
Army knife, Miracle Mix, whatever. Listen, if you can create 50 items out of one mix, that is going to be the do-all, be-all. It's this pancake mix.
Wow.
And listen,
the part that I would put an emphasis on is that you can find similar miracle mixes at Walmart, but it'll be rancid in 2 years.
Yes, exactly.
And we're talking 20 years here.
Right.
30 years.
30 years. You know what I mean? We're just, there's no way that we're going to have to worry about it ever going bad.
And it has all the ingredients in the bucket.
it's a proprietary blend. Like he said, it's just add water.
That means secret, right?
Yeah, well, it's a secret family recipe Augustin
From the
Farms
August.
has been
but
doing
it's
forever.
but here's the thing. Nobody makes pancake mixes that last for 30 years. That's the miracle of all of this.
Yes.
And there's egg in there, and there's sugar in there,
Buttermilk.
in there, all the ingredients there, but they're, would you say dehydrated?
What in
I'll
the
take that,
world?
please.
Look at this. Oh, my.
Look, hot off the grill.
Wow.
We fed the studio audience, but they didn't bring any to the stage.
No.
None of the hosts,
No.
except Mondo over there was.
Yeah, Mondo tried everything.
Mondo was over there eating everything.
So did I. I ate. I can be honest with you. That's the most survival food I have ever eaten on a show.
But you know
ever.
what?
I just
That's
usually have a
50
taste
whip
of
is
it.
what made the pancake come alive.
Now here,
Absolutely.
you can go on online,
Yes.
and you can call too if you want, and just order some of these cans Spiffy whip. Do you get? Can you get these in a big can, or they just come in these cans?
You can get those in that can there.
In the number, not number 10.
Not in the number 10 can.
How many like whipped cream? Do you think you're going to have whipped cream that will last 30 years?
No.
It just doesn't do that.
Absolutely. We wanted to make it available to people, not only to have one, but again, John Shorey always lets us know that there's going to be people that are going to come to your home and they're going to be hungry, people around you. So you want to make sure you have not only enough for you, but people around you. So in this offer, Pastor, we have 3 pancake bulk buckets for a donation of $195. That comes out to only $65 for each bucket. So you're getting a deal here. The value of this deal is $240, so you're saving $45 today.
All right. So how much is that?
That is $195 for 3 pancake bulk buckets.
For 3?
Yes.
And so these buckets, honestly, should be $150 each. If you went to a store to buy this, you would pay $150 for this 6-gallon bucket.
Now, I'm going to try this right now.
Look at it.
I have Tammy Sue helping me.
Okay,
I'm getting all situated.
Everybody in the audience is looking mean right now. We're going to bring you pancakes. Anybody want a pancake? Raise your hand if you want a pancake.
All right. Whipped cream.
All right, everybody wants, Donna wants some more. Donna ate them yesterday. Donna's 82 years old and loves pancakes like me. We're the old bakers, right? We're the ones still staying alive, Donna.
Now, here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a bite and see. I'm seriously, I've not had the pancakes just by themselves yet. I've had all the other goodies over there. Here we go.
Oh, they got me in the camera. I'm eating whipped cream on it. The whipped cream off the top.
Oh, it's so good with the whipped cream. Oh, my goodness.
This whipped cream is like real whipped cream.
It
does not, you can't imagine it's coming from a powder.
And now I'm having...
Here's what Mark and I are doing.
Okay, now I'm having the morning mousse
milk.
that's
so good. Here's what Mark...
This is so much better than regular milk. I can't... No, but it is milk, right, Mark?
It is milk, yes. It's a blended dairy and non-dairy.
This is so much better.
It is for the taste, the texture, and the mouth.
This is delicious. I mean, it's more than amazing. The texture is good. It's delicious. It's sweet. It melts in your mouth. I mean, everything that you want a pancake to be, this is what it is today.
Absolutely, and we did that with that in mind. Everything you just mentioned, Mondo, and we asked why 3 buckets? Why 3 buckets? Why not 6? Why not the 10? Realistically, this pancake mix is going to be part of your everyday food.
Yes.
It can be made. It's going to turn you into a superhero mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, brother, sister. Your kids can make this mix. They're just adding water to it.
But
we're making pancakes.
I literally had a dream, and I dream about these things.
Oh, yeah.
They're all partying up here, so I think I lost the show again.
How did you have this dream, though?
But God spoke to me. The miracle was not in my house, but as Tommy Burnett says, but the miracle was in pancakes. He said, I want you to offer pancakes in a different way. So I called Mark and I said, could we do a whole bucket of pancakes? And he said, now how do they come in the bucket? Is it
a packet? Is it a bulk?
A whole 6 gallons of...
Yeah, but it's just 6 gallons of pancake mix. You're just
and so you get a whole 6 gallon in the bulk. And, I mean, right now you can do it. You can use this, put it in your pantry, and make pancakes every day. I want the people to order. Here's the thing. Something's coming. Perilous times are coming. According to the book of Revelation, perilous times are coming. God spoke to me that there would be an atomic bomb in the Mideast somewhere. And it hasn't happened yet. But almost all the 31 things he spoke to me have taken place. And so I believe with all of my heart that we are going to have warfare and perilous times like we've never seen before. And that's why people need to be ready so they can preach the gospel and win people to Christ. Because this is going to be the harvest time. It's going to be the greatest soul-winning time in the history of the world. Now, we also have the year for 2 people, of pancakes,
Yes.
we always call it. But that's the 10. That's the one you said you wanted, and it's the year for two.
Yes.
Is what it is. Year for two people of pancakes. So it's $550.
Correct.
Well, you know, Jim, I jumped on to saying you need 10 because there's so many different things you can make with it. The chocolate chip cookies and the bread loaves that you can make.
Yes.
You could use, and then the pancakes, you're going to blow through those buckets very rapidly.
That's right.
And that's why you need 10 buckets.
Yeah.
Some of the great leaders, and some of them are coming on the show, some of the 4-star generals have asked that every church begin to have security.
That's right.
Now, you say, oh, we don't believe it. We don't believe in having security. We just trust God. Where in the Bible does it say you don't take care of things? Jesus even told them when they went out to take a weapon with them.
That's right.
And to protect themselves, you know. So that's where we are in that. But when you order this, John, this 10 bucket deal, which is enough for pancakes for 2 people for 2 years. But this is $55 a bucket for 1 bucket in the 10 deal. So it's cheaper.
Didn't we see 400 pancakes come out of that one bucket?
Yeah. 1 bucket, yes. And
what does that make? 4,000 pancakes?
Yeah.
So 4,000. But when you dilute it down with chocolate chip cookies and fennel cake and all of those other 50 items,
right?
Like I say, you're going to blow through this rapidly.
You invite the neighbors over with all that.
But have you guys tried your pancakes yet here on the channel?
Well, Tammy Sue and I
We're
have
supposed to be
already
having
eaten
a
ours.
party here.
Yeah.
But I was just going to put.
Party.
Here's the whipped cream that if you can order survival whipped cream too. And do you know why I keep doing this? Do you know why I keep sending out food? You know why I keep having food?
Why?
Because dreams that I've had of children and babies screaming, starving to death.
That's it.
And I don't want it on my hands.
That's right.
That we have not done our part to get ready. I'm telling you, even if Social Security didn't make it, the thing to do would be, you know what? I have Social Security. That's my salary.
That's right.
And if I lost a job or Social Security just said, we're not doing it anymore.
Well, you know,
and we weren't on TV, there would be no way for me to survive.
Well, right. You know, this is a true statement, true fact that my age group. I'm 60. I'll turn 60 in a few weeks. Born in 1957, and they say that around my age group is going to be the last generation to receive Social Security. There's not going to. You guys are out. You're not going to be getting it. So you guys better not depend on the government because it's not happening for you. And so seriously, that's what they're saying. There's not enough babies that have been born because of abortion, and it's just the bottom line. That's where it is.
Can I say something here?
Yes.
I just want to validate my story and why I'm here, right?
Yes.
I have the same calling. I have the same testimony. I listened to Jim talk about babies needing food, children starving. I think about my own kids.
Yes.
I think about my calling as the president of Augustin Farms, partnering with the Jim Bakker Show, the Morningside Ministry, how amazing that's been for me to fulfill what I feel is my calling, to be out there to produce and manufacture products for the partners and the viewers out there, which we're trying to get engaged to listen. He's been telling you guys to prepare. We've all been telling you to prepare. The time's now to prepare.
Yeah.
We are making food so practical, so functional, that there's no other way for you guys to have any reason on why not. I mean, this is an introductory product. It's a pancake mix that's so versatile that you can make 52 plus items out of. We've created and we've created and we've created. We're making this simple and easy. There's something in this recipe book that anybody in your family, I promise you, will love and ask for more.
Yeah.
This is how we get started. You're not going to be made fun of. No one's going to mock you for having a lot of pancake mix. They might say, wow, that's a lot of pancake mix.
Yeah.
But listen, that pancake mix will make sustainability very, very
They could get 1 bucket
workable.
and try it.
1 bucket and try it. Listen,
That's
I talked
enough,
about
that's
superheroes.
enough
I talked about superheroes.
for your
Be a
house.
pancake superhero every Saturday, every Sunday. Know that the practical use on that could keep you alive in the next 6 months, 12 months if you have this. You're going to make comfort. You're going to make recipes that are great. We didn't develop 50 recipes out of pancake mix just because we were bored. It's a passion. It's a love. And I'm telling you, the recipe book that you see coming out with this pancake mix is one of a kind. It's exclusive to this offer. You're not going to get it anywhere else. And listen, it helps me with my calling on what I'm supposed to do, and that's support Jim, support the family members, support everybody here at this ministry by providing simplified reasons and practicality in preparing yourselves. Because if you're hungry, we've spoken it and spoken it and spoken it. And this is the best value we've provided. And those are the ones we're trying to connect with.
And here's my question to you, Mark. I want you to answer this because I don't understand this. Why are so many people skeptical of not preparing and getting food?
Many people are skeptical because they are afraid to buy something that they fear they will not use.
So they
buy
something that they fear that they will not use.
So if I'm going to buy something and then I've never used it, am I wasting my money? Or
so what about insurance? So when people buy insurance, we buy car insurance, we buy homeowner insurance,
right?
we buy renter insurance. They're saying now you should buy insurance for identification theft, which that just happened to me recently. Somebody got
and every time you have insurance, there's a deductible on it anyway, so you're paying again for it.
Right.
You know, it's insurance on your cell phone you break.
Insurance, that's it.
Food is non-negotiable. You have to have food to stay alive, just like water. Food is non-negotiable. Buy food, store it. Come take our simplification we've done there. And the practicality we've provided. Buy some pancake mix. I promise you, my vow to you guys as Mark Augustin, president of Augustin Farms, you will love the product. Your children will love the product. Your kids can make it. You can make it. The versatility of the recipes and the ingredients in there are great ingredients.
Yes,
they're healthy. They're fresh. Most of them are all natural. Great product. I'm telling you, you will not go wrong with this product, and you will be prepared.
And with this bucket, with the basis of the pancake mix, you're getting this recipe book,
which I love,
that will have 52 recipes in it. We have them out on the counter. You've been making more.
If I can, I'd love to read
these
through
are
some
fresh
of the items.
Do you know what they did yesterday?
What'd they do?
The studio audience stormed the stage and ate all your food.
They thought that was a snack bar over there.
Yeah, they were just.
I love it.
And then all my crew went over there, and
Mondo.
they thought happy days are here again.
Mondo is one of the biggest ones over.
Well, he was doing it on camera. He wasn't hiding though.
Yeah, he's like he's my advocate. He's my number one superstar for pancake
There you
mix,
go. You know what? We used it on my kids. My kids came over afterwards.
Yeah, I saw them.
They love it. They want more. So that's a testimony alone that if kids love this type of product, I mean, I'm telling you, the texture, the smell is delicious. It just melts in your mouth. I can't keep saying that enough because every pancake that we've made yesterday, every audience person could not believe that it was that good, right? Did you guys like it? You guys have tried. You guys can't even talk. You fool.
And Mondo, you can make churros in less than 5 minutes. All it takes is heated oil, pancake mix in a Ziploc bag. We're squirting it out in the oil. Take it out of the oil once, we flip it over once or twice, roll it in cinnamon and sugar. Your wife said she's never had churros before.
And it's amazing.
And she said that's one of my favorites.
What are we getting? What can we make?
Okay, let me break this down to you guys real quick. Pancake mix, which we've all seen. Okay, waffles. We're going to do funnel cakes. You can make muffins, drop biscuits, churros, chocolate chip cookies, fruit streusel, crackers, cheese crackers, as well as pizza crust, oven fried chicken. It's kind of a shake and bake mixture, which is fantastic. Chicken pot pie, one of my favorites. Apple pie. We have a corn dog recipe in there as well. We've looked at the hush puppies, cookie bar, breakfast bake, cobbler, noodles, stuffed pancakes, quick bread, thumbprint cookie. We make a cannoli, which is fantastic. Taco bake, ice cream cones, which the kids love. Coffee strudel cake. Muffins on the go for lunch, which creates, there's muffins, are endless, corn muffins, blueberry muffins, I keep going on there. Stuffings, scones, crepes, cinnamon rolls, pigs in a blanket, breakfast tart, Pop-Tarts, monkey bread, gravy bake, bread pudding, cheddar biscuit, lace cookie, chocolate pie, chocolate pancakes, tempura, cornbread, shortcake, tart, sweet and savory jelly rolls, French toast, kind of from the John Shorey French toast recipe, and donuts. So those are 50 plus of some of the great things we're doing there. But trust me, you can make more than that. There's some on you're seeing on the TV that we don't even have listed here. As you see, chocolate pancakes, the cinnamon rolls, just fantastic.
Ooh.
These are items you will be able to eat for breakfast. You'll be able to eat these for lunch. You'll be able to eat these for dinner. There'll be snacks as well as dessert. The all-in-one, all-purpose mix. I'm telling you, this is the miracle mix that will create your family a peaceful, fun dinner. Enjoy the dessert. Listen, we love families.
This is part of staying alive.
This is part. That's why we
This is our
concepted it.
Staying Alive month.
Really, you know, we only have so many items, 7 items in Staying Alive. So we took those 7 items, and the pancake, if we took that 7, you're going to multiply it by almost 58, 59 items that can be created out of that.
Okay, go to your phone right now.
Right now and call 1-888-988-1588 or go to jimbakkershow.com. Go to the store, and there will be so much that you can look at. But for sure, at least order at least 1 bucket. Get started with something. For $70, you're going to receive 1 bucket of the pancake bulk bucket / miracle mix. I don't know. It's just so amazing. You need a...
And we promise it's simple and easy.
Yeah.
It comes with the recipe book. It's an exclusive, so take advantage of this first recipe book coming out.
So you said that this recipe book, I just want to get that in again, that it's exclusive only now.
Through the Jim Bakker Show. And it included with every bucket of pancake mix, you will get a recipe. So if you're giving buckets away, feel free to give one to your neighbor, feel free to give one to your kids.
That's great.
Whoever you have as a family member or neighbor, then they will have a recipe book that goes with it as well.
A lot of older people, when I say older people, you know, like even people my age, older, they say that they have grown kids that won't really, you know, get into this. So you just said it. You need to get it for your grown kids. So at one point in time, there's going to come a time, the Bible says these things are going to happen. So you don't even have to be a prophet to talk about this. You just have to read the Bible and know hard times are coming. And we are living in perilous times now.
Mark, thank you for being with us. Thank you for being so generous.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you on behalf of the people that won this month.
Family
John Shorey, appreciate you coming from the desert. And look forward to having you back soon. Don't stay away too long, because I know you got a lot more to say. He only got in about a half of it for this visit, but he'll be back. God loves you. He really does. Call me now, would you? Or go to the website, jimbakkershow.com, and order your food. Don't put it off. Don't put it off.
That's right.
One day, so many are going to say, I wish we'd all been ready. God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today.
Bye-bye. We love you.